which actually just started getting me thinking about Telltale because I'm recording this in October and I'm hoping to get around to recording the rest of The Walking Dead for the end of October to keep up with Horror Fest, which is, I mean, I think I've been doing it for the last like 6 years at least. So I'd really like to continue that tradition. But it makes me sad to think about it that Telltale, as of like 2-3 weeks ago now, well, that was the whole thing. I recommend you look it up because I don't have all the details nailed, but they are going out of business. Company's dissolving, and it's really sad on in a lot of ways. For their games, for the genre they helped kind of mold. For me dying. By the way, I'm having an issue with my controller. I swear I'm pressing buttons and it's not responding properly. I can't prove it, but I swear. I suppose I could point a controller at my... Or point a controller. I could point a controller. I could point a camera at my controller to prove it, but it's just like do the thing that streamers do, but I'm not... I thought about doing a lot of cool things in videos before. Some would work, some might not. But to keep to my promise, we're going to do things a little more stealthy. You can't see me. I'm invisible. I'm invisible. You can't see me. Ooh, ghost. But Telltale, I am really... it's really too bad. I think everyone kind of feels the same way about it, and there's a lot of, unfortunate things that led to it, but I hope something kind of comes up. Sometimes some companies can form from the ashes. I don't think we're going to get like a Telltale 2.0 or anything. But maybe some of the devs from there can find work somewhere else and help influence games in that manner, because they really did. Those became like, when you're doing something right as a company, when you coin a term. Like I would describe a game where I make decisions, and it's like almost like, actually, because Netflix was doing a thing, going off on a line of thought here, but it's almost like watching the Telltale games are almost like watching a movie, but you have influence over the movie, but you're also kind of playing a game. It's like a movie game hybrid where your choices have consequences and link to other choices. And it kind of coined the term of a Telltale game. Like I would describe Until Dawn as a Telltale type game. I don't think they were the first to... They definitely weren't the first to do anything like that. But I think they were the first to kind of perfect it in their manner, which I like. We don't need to be picking up any of these. The Guardian set, I'm not going to use it. We don't need to pick it up. The only thing we need to pick up was back in that chest. We'll loop around. We're going to loop around. Okay, now if I do this right... Oh, man, I did it wrong. Hi, Calamite. Hi. I like Simone Ornstein. I like the Sanctuary Guardian. I think a couple other bosses are very cool aesthetically. But Calamite is probably the coolest boss in the game. He's a Cyclops dragon. He's a Cyclops black spike badass dragon. Yeah, maybe a dragon isn't as creative as a Chimera or as unique as the designs of Simone Ornstein. But Crystal Lizard... No! Plunging attacker. Oh my god. Don't know. Okay, hold on. We can save this. We can save it. No. No. Son of a bitch. Well. Yes! Okay, I didn't know if I'd get it. I couldn't remember if you got it if you went off the edge. Alright, cool. Well, sometimes things just all work out, don't they? Alright, last shot of this. Kind of makes... I really actually like playing through the game this way. This is a nice turn up. Turn up? Turn up? Like, not like turn up like the veg... It's a nice change up to the way you'd normally play through the game. We have to fight everything or just run by. I kind of like the sneaking. It's nice. The combination of the ring plus the spell. I dig it. I knew it was a thing. I've done it before, but I don't often do it. And it's very fitting for this playthrough. We're not going to grab that coin because that just aggroes these guys. Yeah, I could prove a lot. Maybe I'll come back if I really need souls. But I really don't feel like I have much to prove. Crystal Lizard. We don't even need what he has. If he drops me Twinkling Titanite, I don't need it. Yeah, get off. Can I kick him? I can't kick him. I've never tried to kick a Crystal Lizard before. The more you know. Yeah. Okay, can I just sneak by these guys real quick and hit the shortcut? That's what it really comes down to. It's like, it's actually beneficial to, it's like, okay, if I can just get by all these guys, I can reach to the other side, hit the shortcut, and make my life so much easier. The shortcut system in Dark Souls is... I think it's more iconic, really, from a design perspective than... I don't know, like the... People would think of, like, the bosses being notoriously hard. stuff like that. But I think the shortcut system is like one of the best things about Dark Souls. A little too good for a guess, isn't it? No. Should we? Well, if you want to help me out, I think you could lower your prices so it's just a little bit. Chester's got a lot of... Actually, he's like the DLC. He's like the thing where it's like... I like the DLC for this reason, where they kind of made it like an area where it's like, you can buy a bunch of stuff that, any other vendor... He's got like a mishmash of vendor stuff. So he's got a good amount of things you'd want to buy. That's located not too far from a bonfire. I like Chester's inventory. I like Chester as a character too. He's a solid character. He looks cool. And I like the speculation that when they were setting out this DLC, they were also working on Bloodborne, if I'm not mistaken, the team was. Early stuff for Bloodborne. So a lot of people like to think that Chester was also grabbed by Manus the same way we were and pulled into the past of Elysial. But that he is from Bloodborne. Which doesn't really give any real connection to the games, and it's also just speculation. There's nothing to... Wait. Oh, man. Okay. There's nothing to prove that other than his the clothing he wears, his garb, is very Bloodborne-esque, very Victorian Gothic horror-like, which I love that. That setting is awesome. But that's kind of like the only real connection people have. Alright, if we try to grab this is a suicide run, by the way. Maybe I should see if I can deal enough damage to this guy. I just want the chest. It's the only item I actually want out here. Okay, separate these two. Dodge the attack. Swing. I hate them. And that follow-up, it's brutal. Oh, no. This isn't happening. What was that? Okay, we're gonna... Nothing more frustrating than two enemies guarding each other's backs. Okay. One down. Chug. Prepare to roll. Roll. Okay. Roll again. Chug. Separate the enemies. No, why did it lock onto him? No. No. The DLC, it is well designed. It really is. I'm just, when you start to die a lot, you start to question why you're playing the game. And then as you die more and more, and you start to question, God, why on earth am I playing the game, and why on earth am I playing the game with a broken straight sword? How did it actually, I don't know, 5 years ago? I didn't see myself here. Like, when I loaded in Dark Souls, never did I think, oh yeah, I'll play through the game with a broken straight sword at one point. That'll happen. I'll do that. Oh no! I didn't realize my S was empty. God. Talk about rusty. Something bad, not good. I'm gonna die. Alright, well, that death was deserved. That's what I get for playing tired with a broken controller and a broken straight sword. Everything's broken. I'm broken. So long. Good old Chester. He'd never stab us in the back. He's someone I can count on. Basically as trustworthy as Sunbro. Well, I have no Estus. But I have nothing to lose either. Do I have any buffs? Okay. We've got no Estus, half a buff, hidden body. Here we go. It's like you think, okay, I just beat a boss, we ran through an area, probably took you a few minutes. What's beyond fog door number 2? Surely not another boss. Well, if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I would have bet... Well, I probably would have bet there'd been a boss. It's a pretty big door, right? That's usually a good telltale sign. And getting hit right away. That's also a good sign. Okay. So I know how to fight Artorias. I would argue Artorias is actually an easier boss. He's a cool boss. He's a badass boss. I love his lore. I like his character. Well... I guess we won't praise Artorias anymore. When I praise bosses, they tend to kill me. I don't know if anyone's made this connection, but I have. Those things that are helping me win the game. Do I have time to buff here? Oh god. Oh god. He's really not. Artorias is it's cool boss. That's all I'm gonna say to praise him. But his design is pretty good without being too much. He's aggressive for sure. But I feel like out of the 4 bosses in this DLC, he is the easiest. He is the easiest. So after about 500 attempts of dying, I decided maybe it was time to try something different. And in my defense, and to my credit, going into the DLC, playing through all of Dark Souls with a broken straight sword, and only being soul level 80, pretty good. On an average run, yeah, you'd be around 80, 90 near the end of the game, but I completed all of the main core game, and I was only soul level 80. That's pretty good for someone using a broken straight sword. So I thought maybe a little bit of grinding is in order here, just to get my health and stamina up just a bit, do a little bit more damage, and give myself a little bit more chance in the fight as not to get KO'd right away. Because the main issue I'm having, I'm not running out of Estus, and I'm not even running out of buffs quite yet, but I'm getting comboed in the fight and dying before I can even get a quarter of the way through it. So I grinded up quite a bit, and I needed to grind a little bit more. See that? See that right there? That's a full health bar. See that Artorias over there? He's double buffed. Health bar didn't stand a chance. Full health bar. So I went back for a little more grinding. Just a bit more. This was over the course of a month. Gave up for a while. A couple months. Came back. Did some more grinding. Got myself up to soul level 110. I thought 110's pretty good. It's a massive jump from 80 to 10 just in pure grinding. I've never done that much grinding in Dark Souls, but I've also never tried to beat Artorias with nothing but a broken straight sword. So I went back in and tried again. And it didn't go overly well. There's a couple things working against me. Obviously, one and first and foremost, I'm using a broken straight sword. There's a myriad of issues with that. I have very little reach, very little damage, and Artorias is not weak to anything. When he buffs, like he's doing right now, I cannot produce enough damage to kill him. To stop him from buffing, like most players normally would, it's a matter of damage, not hits. I can swing at him as many times as I want, I'm just not producing enough damage to stop him. The other issue is my controller. My controller is a real pain. It's not taking inputs half the time. It's a wireless, and it's an old beaten up wireless 360 controller, so it's not doing too hot. There are times where I'm trying to walk backwards and I just am going slow. There are times where I press a button to dodge and it just doesn't dodge. And sometimes when I press a button to hit and it occasionally doesn't hit. So all of that in combination with Artorias being very difficult resulted in many, many, many deaths against Artorias. After fighting him so many times, I think I came down to the best possible setup I have at the soul level I am with all the knowledge I have of all of his moves. The question is, can I do this?